Welcome to the Badger Den. Let's get into it, guys. We had a hard Monday to get through with all that pharma stuff. If you have not watched it, please go watch it. Looking at autism, SIDS linked to vaccines. Today, we've got a much more better stuff to look at, or maybe not better, but less heavy. We're going to get into the SCOTUS case that is going on through tariffs. DEI for justice, so sprinkling in a little bit more of if you're white, you're going to go to jail than compared to if you're black. And a $500 million slush fund has been cut off. Musk should be pretty happy. And pulling the plug on pharma, Bobby Kennedy is doing us proud. And finally, looking at the UAP, UFO stuff that is going on in congressional hearings. It's quite interesting and fun stuff on a Wednesday. So guys, let's get into it. SCOTUS agrees to hear the case on Trump's tariffs after admin asked for swift action. For those of you who are living in another country, the U.S. has imposed a sweeping array of tariffs. Now, these tariffs have been said to cause inflation. However, I did a deep dive on that. I'll link it in the description, showcasing why tariffs do not cause inflation, and they have not. Have anybody seen inflation yet? No, you haven't. And that's the whole point. Tariffs do not cause inflation. However, they are screwing up the global dominancy and hegemony that the NWO really want to hold on to. Sorry if that's making your tinfoil hats get a little tight, but just pointing out that literally, if you do not do tariffs, you're basically opening up the U.S. for ransacking. With that, the court case that is going before the Supreme Court specifically is regarding to the unilateral tariffs that basically cover everything. So a lot of people think that this is all the tariffs. This is not all the tariffs. Specifically, whoever did this case on the Dem side actually had a few brain cells, rubbed them together and said, you know what? Trump is specifically targeting these various different countries for tariffs. We can't really go after that because he's negotiating them individually, but we can go after the universal tariffs. And they were right. This is the question. Can Trump do universal tariffs? And frankly, we don't know. There is a wide range of various different treaties and acts that do give the president power to implement tariffs. That is in my tariff video. Please look that up. That will explain tariffs in full depth and detail, why they do not cause inflation, and where Trump gets his power from to be able to do the tariffs, which he has been doing. So this is going to be interesting, and SCOTUS has agreed to hear the case very quickly. So we're going to basically be able to know, can Trump do universal tariffs? More than likely, I don't see that playing out, even with a supposedly conservative bench. I mean, if it happens, that'd be great. I don't think this is realistic that that's going to come to fruition. And for those of you who have not seen Iryna's death, good on you. Do not go see it. It's horrible seeing what that man did to that young girl. It's absolutely abysmal and awful, especially after she is stabbed brutally in the throat. Her carotid artery, of course, being exposed. She passes out in like under a minute and basically dies alone. Nobody comes to her aid. There's several different minorities near her who just look away and don't care. There's one white dude that comes out from the front of the train and checks on her, but by the time he checks on her, he of course waits till the bad guy leaves, and then he goes and checks on her, and she's already gone, or she's at least passed out, if not gone. If that guy stabbed deep enough, which he hit hard, he definitely cut her carotid, and more than likely she was gone in under 5 minutes, passed out in under a minute. Poor girl. So this horrible guy, he was arrested 14 times in North Carolina. The question is, why was he out on cashless bail? Well, let's look at the judge that did it. The judge that did it, Magistrate Teresa Stokes, is not listed a licensed attorney. So how in the world is she a magistrate judge being able to do this stuff? It's a great question. Well, it turns out that she is part of the DI program. She saw brown skin and was like, he's okay. He's not a killer. He's brown. Yeah, how'd that work out? So the court clerk for the courthouse that released Iryna was a DEI consultant and racial equity organizer. The superior judge has championed DEI champion of the year. So again, if you were a certain complexion of skin, you had the book thrown at you. If you were brown, you literally could do no wrong and were let out without bail. just, and I want to cite, the own man's mother admits that he was a schizophrenic and should not have been allowed back on the streets. The own man's mother said, nah, he crazy. Lock that dude up. If your mother is saying you should be in prison or in a mental asylum and locked up, you probably should be. And you shouldn't be judged on the color of your skin, but on the content of your character. How does that work out for you? The light rail, the MacArthur Foundation was giving Mecklenburg County $3.3 million grant to reduce the jail population, specifically as part of a racial equity aims. Like the Soros Open Society, the MacArthur Foundation incentivizes local municipalities to make residents less safe by leaving threats like the Carlos Brown on the streets. I want to get into this a little bit deeper regarding what the Soros Foundation is doing. If you do not know who Soros is, where have you been? Soros has been specifically putting up DAs, district attorneys, in municipalities because Soros has figured out if you have the DAs who do not prosecute criminals and it'll just please them down, it does two things. One, it makes it seem like crime is okay and under control when it isn't. Because if you're not prosecuting people, you're not registering them specifically that a crime has happened. So therefore, it makes crime look like it's going down. DC says what? The other aspect of this, it allows criminality to persist and get it back out on the streets and let the brothers know, hey man, you don't get prosecuted if you do this. Hey man, they'll let you off if you do this. And it emboldens them up until the point they begin committing murder. After they begin committing murder, guess what they do on the books? And this has been shown specifically in multiple municipalities, including Nashville, even in red districts like Nashville and Texas and Florida, where the local sheriffs are specifically taking a black man and writing white down, or a Hispanic man and writing white down. Don't believe me? We're about to see more proof of it. An example, this is specifically from Mecklenburg County. Despite making up approximately 47% of the local population, blacks and Hispanics make up 82% of the jail population. Gee, I wonder why. It's almost like those races are committing the majority of the felonies. Getting back to the MacArthur Foundation, they specifically show on their website that they love DEI. It's all about empathy and integrity. Where is the empathy and integrity for the victims? If you give a pass to the criminal, you are effectively pouring salt on the wound and doing additional damage to the victim. You are victimizing the victim a second time by not prosecuting the criminal that damaged the victim. That's what you're doing. And you are pushing for vigilante justice. Because believe me, there are men out there who, if you do this to their daughters, they will react, and they will react violently. Just saying. Don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. All right, let's get off that and get into something a bit more lighthearted, all right? Musk came out and was really angry with Trump. And you don't want Musk angry because Musk, he has a bit of an issue where he gets fixated on something, and you don't want Musk fixated on you. Thankfully, Musk has kind of slowed that down, calmed down a bit, saying, you know what, let's let this play out. And good on Musk. He's calmed back. He's pulled back on his supposed third-party run. He's calmed down on his crazy tweets on Trump. And it basically shows that he may have jumped the gun a bit because Democrats are now upset that Trump has frozen over $400 billion in frivolous grants and contracts through his budgetary office, basically preventing those with been set. That's fantastic. So the Democrats are absolutely angry right now that $412 billion of federal funds are being frozen, and they're tracking it. They're doing the Republicans' job for them. Good on you, Rainbow Bright. Just good on you. Show everybody how Trump is preventing frivolous spending in the budget. That's exactly what we want out there. Now, I don't think this will last forever. This is an interesting question that has to go before SCOTUS. So, for example, if Congress approves money that's supposed to be spent for spray painting all of our highways in rainbow colors, and the president says, you know what, that seems like a wasteful thing of spending, who gets to do it? Because, again, the executive branch is about execution. So, the congressional office is basically saying, hey, we're building the laws, we're doing this sort of stuff, and they're authorizing stuff, right? So they authorize the funds, but then the presidency has to execute on it. So what if the president sees this as like, you know what, that's not something we really want to waste our money on. Does he have to do it? Don't know. Or does he have to make some sort of trivial effort to say, okay, well, we're going to paint the national highway with chalk. That when it rains, it goes away. We don't know. That is technically executing on it. Was it in the merits and the actual spirit of the law that was asked by Congress? It's a difficult question. Now, the way that this could be settled is if the Senate actually stepped up and did the rescission packages to get this fat cut out. So I'm hoping that's what's going to happen because that is the legitimate way to say, hey, we've now got $412 billion that can be cut out. Let's get these rescission packages through the Senate and cut it out. Hopefully it's going to happen. Thune, where are you? Get on it, man. All right. Now, Bobby. He's the winner in all this right now. Bobby Kennedy, he is absolutely doing God's work right now, stopping the COVID vaxes, getting out additional information, showcasing that vaxes are related to SIDS and autism. Look at the deep dive I did yesterday. It will blow your mind. Right now, Bobby Kennedy and Trump struck a major blow into the heart of Big Pharma, a historic change. Basically, Bobby did not get exactly what he wanted. Bobby was going for the jugular. No pun intended with previous story. That's bad taste. The point is that he was going after Big Pharma, saying that you cannot advertise on the airwaves. Trump did not allow that to go through, but there was a compromise to basically say that they had to include the adverse side effects to basically allow people to know, hey, you could die taking this or make you go blind or screw up your gut biome. That's at least a step in the right direction. Is it what we wanted? No, but this is definitely a good thing, and it could have a serious impact. Look at the top 10 media owners by exposure of pharmaceutical TV ad spend. These right here. Walt Disney. So does that mean if you walk around Disney or go on the cruises, you see Big Pharma ads everywhere? That's kind of scary. Paramount, again, Comcast, Warner Brothers. I am shocked. That is a lot of ad spend for those companies. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And these are the pharmaceuticals that are going to be impacted. Nobody cares about them. Go away. All right. So that's some good news. And want to get into some fun news now. If you haven't seen the congressional hearing, good on you. It's I don't know how you feel about this. If you want me to do a deep dive, type it in the comments about what I think about the UFOs. But it was interesting. They basically did several different testimonies that you can see online that are already out there. I just want to do a couple highlights. But it's kind of fun on a Wednesday. Hump day! Air Force veteran Dylan Bordelin told lawmakers he encountered sustained reprisals and retaliation from the Pentagon after whistleblowing about alleged UFO he saw while working on a military base in 2012. Was it? Who knows? I saw approximately a 100-foot equilateral triangle take off from near the NASA hangar on base. Craft interferes with my telephone, did not have any sound. The materials made of appeared fluid or dynamic. I was under the triangle craft for a few minutes, and then it rapidly ascended to a commercial jet level in seconds, displaying zero kinetic disturbance, sound, or wind displacement. The craft itself was black, metallic flight paint, but on top of the craft was this golden lava plasma, some type of fluid going over and around the craft. He said he was under the craft for roughly 2 to 3 minutes before the center light flashed 2 to 3 times and then shot off to commercial level altitude with making sound. He felt static electricity all over his body and detected the smell after a thunder. Ozone. He smelled ozone. Interesting. I mean, that's where the plasma, but I mean, interesting. Another testimony, active duty Navy operations specialist, again, active duty, described an alleged UFO sighting off the coast of Southern California in February 2023. Now, the interesting about this one is this is the Tic Tac UFOs. These have been documented a number of times. They essentially look like, they're about the size of, 40, 50 feet. They look like a giant cylindrical Tic Tac. And there's videos of it, military videos. Numerous of them have been leaked out online. Just type in Tic Tac UFO. You will find a video of it. What I observed and what our crew recorded was not consistent with conventional aircraft or drones as they appear on our system. Self-luminous, tic-tac-shaped object emerged from the ocean before linking up with 3 other similar objects. The 4 then disappeared simultaneously with a highly synchronized, near-instantaneous acceleration. No sonic boom, no conventional propulsion signatures, no exhaust plume, control surface occultation on the Seraph image system. This is an image. That's it, the black dot. Again, he said it was luminous. But when you pull it up on these advanced radar-type devices, instruments, they just see a void. It's like there's some sort of stealth technology that they're utilizing to say, no, you can't record this. There's just going to be a black blob. You can't see me. You can't see me. And I don't know what to think about it. There's numerous testimony from it, from military, generally Navy pilots. A lot of them say they come out of the water and they fly around with them and whatnot, but there's not a lot of interaction. They're just too fast. They move in ways that our aircraft cannot move, like immediately accelerating to full speed, immediately stopping. Of course, anything like that would kill the pilot within. And then finally, during the testimony, they showed, it says radar footage here. This is not radar footage. This is, again, from that those video surveillance systems on aircraft. And what it shows is this glowing orb that is flying at pretty quick clip, and they launch a Hellfire missile at it. Let me ask you something. If you see something and you don't know what it is and it's behaving in a way that doesn't seem possible, would you shoot at it? Or would you say, I'm just going to hide over here and watch what it does because it's very interesting? Because I don't want to upset that thing. It seems kind of odd. And so they fire this Hellfire missile at it, and when it hits, 3 glowing orbs come out of it, kind of circle it, and then kind of come back together, and it keeps going. And the Hellfire missile literally gets cut in half. Like they cut it kind of in the middle where the payload gets cut in half, and then the remaining fuselage of the missile kind of drops away in a fireball. I mean, it's pretty compelling video, but again, what is it? We don't know. I mean, again, if you want me to talk on this in a deep dive, let me know. Otherwise, that's where I want to leave you today. Something to think about. Go look up the video. It's interesting. All right. Mouthy out.